the chair right now. I'm
Perfect.
ready to go.
Perfect, man.
I really
Right.
appreciate this. This good. This is real good.
It's good, and we're thankful that you could come on and help spread a great message that everybody should really be understanding by now.
Definitely. That's the main reason.
Perfect.
Do I have any background noise, or is everything all right?
Just it's a little bit, but you can't even really hear the background
Okay.
noise.
Okay.
All right, man. I'll tweet this out and we'll get going.
This might be even better.
Yep, that's good.
Perfect. I just went ahead and tweeted it out. So I'll give that one sec and we'll be going, man.
Sounds good to me. So where y'all from?
I'm from right outside of Chicago.
Okay, so you are next to me. I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
Heck
And
yeah.
then,
What part of Michigan?
Ypsilanti. About 20 minutes outside Detroit, right next to Ann Arbor.
Okay, yeah, Detroit's honestly, I like Detroit a lot. I've been there for a Bucks Lions game, and I'm a big fan of the Detroit area.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's nice, definitely downtown, real nice spot.
Yeah, I like how the Lions and Tigers ballparks are kind of like right next to each other.
Yeah, they just moved the Pistons down there too.
Really?
nice.
Yeah, they moved them down. I'm gonna say they moved them down there maybe a year ago or two.
It's gonna be lit down there when sports could finally be back and playing in buildings.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun for sure.
All right. Cool, man. Well, let's go ahead. I guess let's go ahead and get started. So what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Q here again. Today, I wish we were doing something on better terms, but we are talking to Codey Cole today, and I got an exciting interview with him today, talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. We're going to be talking about racial equality and justice, among other things. Like I said, I wish we didn't have to have this conversation. It's 2020. We shouldn't be having to have this conversation anymore. But we feel as though we have the responsibility to use our platform to help create change and, help make the world a better place. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do today. Today we do have Anthony back with us again today. Anthony, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, and like you said, I wish it could be under. Yep, we could hear you. I wish it could be under better circumstances, but this is an opportunity for. Codey said he can't hear us. Could you hear us, Codey?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Yep.
I can't hear y'all.
Heard that. Interesting. Being live, little technical difficulties. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
We're having some technical difficulties. Codey had a disconnect, but as Q is kind of saying, we're thankful that Codey could join us. Obviously, we wish it was under better circumstances, as we've seen these events unfold for the past 2 weeks now since the tragic passing of George Floyd on police brutality, and we all seen that video and how disgusting and inhuman that video was. And we really need to learn now more than ever to fight for equality. Black lives do matter. All lives can't matter until Black lives do matter. So once Black lives do matter, then we could be equal. I think this fight is great. I think Codey's leading a great march. I think we could all learn from Codey.
I agree, man. And now that he's back, let's go ahead and bring him in. Codey, how we doing, man?
I'm doing good. Blessed. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing today?
Very good. Glad to be talking to you. And yeah, like I said, man, wish we were talking under better terms. Hopefully, we will be able to talk to you under better terms here in the future. But where can people follow you at on Twitter, Instagram?
You can follow me on Twitter at Codey Cole, CODEY, COLE94, and Instagram is CODEY_COLE 94. So yeah, definitely hit that follow button if y'all want to. Really, right now, just trying to help change the world. Use my platform for equality and for what's right.
Yeah, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and joining us today. First off, what we've seen with George Floyd was disgusting, inhuman, and tragic. Yesterday should have been Breonna Taylor's birthday. David Dorn was protecting his store when he lost his life. We're losing too many good people. These are great people our society misses already, and we miss out on them partly because of police brutality and racial incidents. Sadly, this is just a handful of the many great people we have lost way too early due to inhuman issues. How can people help stand with you and the Black Lives Matter movement in their local communities or on their social media platforms?
Well, see, I like to say, social media is a big platform that you can use your voice on, because like you never know who follow you. You don't know. I know for me, I don't even know a lot of people that follow me, but I know if they understand what I'm trying to get through and what I'm saying and what I stand for, they can do research for their own and understand what we are going through as Black people, especially right now. And I feel like if everybody just stand up and use their social media, I don't care if you have 2 followers or 2 million followers, no matter what, we just need everybody to understand that what's going on right now is not right. And we need to change the system and have everybody on equal platforms. And so everybody can have the same opportunity to be great in the life that they want to live.
I think everybody could agree with you on that. Equality is needed, and the way we start doing that is by these movements and by these protests and by social media platforms. Whatever you can do in your community. I've donated to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. I've donated to some other things. I'm raising social media awareness when I can. Time Skew is with you every step of the way, Cody. These are great short-term solutions, but as we know, we must keep fighting and not let the issue fade away after a few weeks like they sometimes sadly do. What can people do long term to continue to be heard and a voice for the Black Lives Matter movement? What can we keep doing to make equality happen?
Well, one thing that we can keep doing is just, whenever we see anything that's just not right in general, as far as racism or, what I'm saying, somebody getting something wrong, we need to stop that at its in the moment that is happening. And we also need to have everyone stand up. We need coaches and doctors and lawyers and NFL owners, NBA owners, universities, the NCAA. We need everybody to stand up with us and understand that they need to say something also, because their voice is just as important as ours. And that's probably one of the biggest things I say that need to be done. And that a long-term thing that'll help is them standing up and saying something. Another long-term thing that helps is like voting. I just got educated about voting. I really never understood it until recently around this time. And I finally understand that we all need to go out and vote for the right people that need to be in office. And we all need to let our voice be heard, because that's another way for our voice to be heard. So I feel like those are 2 long-term goals that could definitely change the system, and we can affect the system in a better way.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with you. I feel as though that's something that's very critical that needs to happen in order for us to, just be able to come closer and hopefully put this thing at rest once and for all. And we've been dealing with this pandemic now, and we've dealt with an awful moment of police brutality. Tell us how we can keep going and how we can stay motivated and positive to help get back to the world just get it back on track and where it should be, and actually having equality in Black lives actually mattering, because they obviously do. But how do we get the entire U.S., the entire world on that same page?
Well, one thing is for me is that I think what most people need to understand is that I'm very religious. I believe in God. So I believe that, I believe a lot of people might be protesting, a lot of people might be rioting, whatever's going on, that's fine. But I feel like, it starts with prayer. You know what I'm saying? We really need to lock in and just, try to find peace within this world and pray for peace and equality. I believe that's the first step we need to do. And then we need to go ahead and go forth and just treat everybody right. I think that'd be, the best way we can get right. When we see stuff going on that's wrong, when we see police officers that's treating Black people wrong, I like how everyone's recording now, and police officers, they put a lot of stuff on camera, and people are getting, and police officers are getting convicted. you know, and getting put away for stuff that the wrongdoings that they are doing, they should be convicted about. And I feel like that'll help us also bring a lot more peace, because then they'll be more careful about the things that they do. And also another way that I also feel that we need to change in this society is that, you know, doctors got to go to school for 12 years. You know, football players play football for their whole life. Basketball players play basketball their whole life. Lawyers go to school for 8 years. You know, people go to school for a long period of time. But police officers, they only got to be in police academy for a few weeks, and then they get a badge. And their job is just as important as the doctors and lawyers and teachers and everybody. So I think we need to take it more serious, and we need to really lock in on who they are as a person before we just give badges and guns out to people that we have no idea who we're giving them out to.
And Anthony, before you jump in real quick, you know, I think that's a fantastic statement right there. And, you know, that was something I was actually talking to my girlfriend about. It's that it's incredible that, you know, you see doctors, lawyers, accountants, people who go to college, they have to take an ethics class.
Yep.
But yet we don't see that with police officers. The police officers don't have to do that. They just get the gun, they just get the badge, and then they're now rule of law. How does that make any sense?
It makes no sense. They have no knowledge of what they're doing when they go out there. And we don't even know what type of person they are when they're going out there. We need to do psych evals on them. We need to put them through ethics class like you was just talking about. We need to culture them on different cultures around the world, so then they won't be fearful when they go into a hood or when they go into a predominantly Muslim place where people believe in Muslim thoughts, or Arabs and things like that. They need to be learned and taught that, so they can know how to maneuver and treat those type of people, because everybody can't be treated the same, because everybody have different thoughts and views. So they need to really take more time before they get their badges and their guns and things like that.
Yeah, again, I agree with all that, and we're here with former Kansas football standout Cody Cole. And I think you mentioned something really good and interesting when you said that all police officers should have a body cam at all times. I think that's a must, because it'll definitely start bringing justice to police brutality when it does occur. We need cameras on these instances and disgusting accidents when they do happen. And also for those police that do their jobs the right way, the ones that do, it'll hopefully bring them some recognition as well. But it's disgusting that these cops just get to, you know, sign up in theory, you know, they fill out an application, and next thing you know, it's pretty much just a thing. They're a phone call away from getting to become a police officer in sense. So I think you're so right on the fact that they need more schooling. I know, hey, you need at least 4 years to get your bachelor's degree. So why shouldn't you need more to become something that's, you know, that important of a job? Because at the
That's
end of the
serious.
day, we know how important that job is, but they're hiring all these people that don't take the job important. They just view it as a job. They don't view it as something of that high of importance, and they don't take it seriously. And then they do their job poorly, and it results in brutal murders that should never happen, or should never even have the chance to happen. And it disgusts me.
This is very sad, and yeah, you hit it right on the nose. It's just that they need to learn more knowledge. They need to learn. They need to understand. They need to try their best to understand where we come from as people. Because for one, they're supposed to be trying to protect us. So if they don't even understand who we are, how can you protect us? How can you even get to know who, like, get to protect us? It makes no sense. So I definitely think that's something that we need to take more serious in society, is just who we just give badges and guns out to. We need to really find out who they are as people and educate them.
Yeah, and in other countries, I mean, police cars are bright colors. You could see them miles away. They're very visible for people to kind of, you know, see, so they could approach these people for help. In America, we have so many undercover cars that you can't even tell are police officers. They're obviously not looking to help many people. They're just
They're
looking
trying
to
to
give traffic violations, and then, you know, they're trying to escalate those situations, end of month quotas, whatever they're doing, it's wrong. I think undercover cop cars shouldn't be a thing, in my opinion. You know, whoever disagrees with that statement, so be it. But I'm very against undercover cop cars. And have any of your former Kansas teammates helped reach out to you during this movement, or your role models to us? But who have been some of your role models for the Black Lives Matter movement?
Well, a role model for me is one of my coaches that I played for here is Coach Ed Jones. He real impactful in the young black men on our team and their lives, and he really take a stand for us. And he has a voice when sometimes they don't want to let us have a voice, and he give us knowledge sometimes when we don't understand something all the way. But Coach Jones is definitely somebody who I look up to as a man, just because, as a black man, he got a good job, take care of his family, and he really standing up for what's right. And he really trying to get people to understand that, us as black people, this doesn't just stop with rioting. We need to go vote. We need to go choose who's going to be those electoral college votes and things like that. So Coach Jones is definitely somebody that I look up to, and I definitely respect, and I definitely love to hear his insight on different things that's going on today.
And it all starts at, the local level for politics, especially. It's very important to go out and learn who you're voting for locally, in your own cities, in your own states, in your own towns. That's how the message starts. And then, like you said, it's a big deal who you vote for. We could keep moving up the food chain and make a difference there. We see other countries joining the protests now. How good does it feel to see how big of an impact the Black Lives Matter movement is not only making in the United States, but globally?
For me, it just brings pure joy to my heart every time I see it, just because people are actually standing up for what's right, and nobody wants to be silent anymore. Because at this point, if you're silent, you might as well just be hurting us at the same time. So we need people to stand up, and I truly appreciate it and bring joy to my heart that everybody in the country and the world is just standing up for what's right. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, it's just bringing pure joy to my heart.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, and love seeing that stuff as well. Let's talk just real quick. Let's just talk real quick about football. Have you been in any talks with any football programs or any leagues to join some of their teams? Maybe it's the CFL, maybe it's the NFL. We not only think that you could be a great impact on the field, but a great locker room teammate and a great guy in the community as well. Have you talked to anyone yet?
No, I haven't really talked to anyone. Really just been working hard, trying to stay ready just in case I do get a call coming here soon. Really haven't talked to a lot of people, just been staying in contact with my agent and just, praying for the best. But, that's nothing that's don't stop me from working hard.
Yeah, and so how important is it for fellow coaches and athletes to use their platforms and their voice to help fight for equality? We've seen, and I think something that's kind of interesting, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, is I think it's interesting to see that in the Michael Jordan doc, there was an opportunity for Michael Jordan to really make a stand, and we didn't exactly see it that way. In LeBron, and we've seen many other athletes actually making that stand this time and putting their foot down and saying this is not right. So just kind of tell me, as an athlete, what's it like having that platform, being able to, have so many people watching you and being able to be one of those leaders in the movement?
Right. For me, it's amazing. Like I said, our platforms is big. And I think the sooner you realize that as a whatever sport you play, the sooner you realize how big your platform is, the better you would be. So with that being said, everything you do is being watched. So with that being said, everything you do must be good. So I feel like all pro athletes, anybody, and just use their platform for what's right. You know what I'm saying? And stand up. Whenever you see something on Twitter or Instagram and it's the right thing, repost it, retweet it, because you never know who's that reaching out to. You never know who's going to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's major thing. The way LeBron James stand up, I mean, he's a true hero. Like, he stands up for what's right. He speaks his mind, and he doesn't hide because of his success. A lot of people are scared to stand up for what's right because they want to lose their success. And that's something that I'm dealing with people that I know and coaches that have coached me. I have, a lot of them haven't said anything. A lot of them scared to say stuff solely because they're scared to lose their success or they don't know how to say it. And, I'm here to say, like, if you're silent, you hurting us more than you're helping us. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your color is, white, black, blue, red, I don't care. If you see something wrong and you don't stand up for it, then you as an individual need to look at yourself and say that I'm messed up and you need to fix that first. And then that's when you can stand up for what's right and help us.
I think that's a fantastic message, Codey. And again, we are here with Codey Cole, a great Black Lives Matter leader and former college football standout at the University of Kansas. Codey, what organizations would you recommend donating to?
Anytime I see something on Twitter, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I see a petition that need to be signed, anytime I see donations to help a case like the George Floyd case or the Breonna Taylor case, anything that I can help out, I'm gonna help out with. Just because I know that they need help, and I know that I wish I could help in any way possible. So any small contribute is good enough. Just try your best to try to get it out, stand for what's right, and help out those individuals that's wrongly accused for things, or people that has police officers committed murder and they not getting prosecuted. We got to stand up for that. You know what I'm saying? Support that and get them prosecuted. Because, you know, if it was switched around, you know, a black man would be prosecuted quick. But that police officer who's supposed to be protecting us, he, you know, it's up for debate on what's going on. So I feel like if you see it on Twitter, you see a petition that needs to be signed, you see a vote that needs to be voted for, you see something that you can donate, and you got, you know, I don't care if it's $1 or 50 cents, just do what you can. Nobody judging you on what you give, just give and help out.
Yeah, and I think it really hit home to me when it was Breonna Taylor's birthday yesterday. I think it's terrible how under the radar that story was. Nobody talked about such a tragedy, and that was brutal and devastating and inhuman what happened to her. It's terrible. We need justice for George, her, among many other people, David Dorn as well. Personally, Cody and me are doing something where my kids will know the name Cody Cole. He's very gracious. He's going to be helping me out so I could send a message to people that come into my household, my kids, my future grandkids. Everybody will be able to look at something in mine and be like, what does that stand for? And I could really explain what it'll be standing for. I'm very excited for that. And that's just one minor way I could help. What would you tell guys like Colin Kaepernick or other people who are such big advocates on this movement for years now if you were given the chance? I know I would say, hey, Cap, I got it wrong 4 years ago, and I really do see now what you meant, and I really do appreciate what you did 4 years ago.
Well, if I was to, you know, see Colin, I would tell him straight up, you know, he's a hero. Because I mean, he was the first one to take a stand that big on the national level. And I kind of feel bad that it wasn't on the national level at the college level. And they manipulated it and turned it around in a lot of different ways so that we couldn't do it. You know, I noticed that, you know, when I was playing, they would keep us in the locker room for the national anthem. And that's just another way of silencing our voices.
Right. Yeah.
And it's sad that it was done like that. And a lot of people won't speak on stuff like this, but it's real. And it's something that they are doing, and it's something that we must stop. We must stand up against stuff like that, no matter who it is. No matter if it's the NCAA, the NFL, the NBA. And this is just, you know, speaking from an athlete standpoint. I feel like no matter what league you in, no matter what company or who you play for, you should believe in what's right and take a stand for it, no matter what happens. And I really feel, you know, Colin Kaepernick is a hero, and I really feel like he's been blackballed for too long now, and I believe he deserves some type of settlement because, I mean, there's no doubt that he's undeniably good enough to play in the NFL. I mean, it's obvious. But he's solely not in the NFL just because he's standing for what's right, and that's sad. And I just want to say I apologize for not taking that stand with him while I was in college because I didn't realize it then, but now I really realize it, and it's eye-opening, and it's sad that I didn't realize it then, and I kind of, you know, regret not doing it. But now that's why I'm just going as hard as I can now, and I'm 100% 10 toes down with Cap.
I completely agree with you, man. And I think myself, I was someone who, you know, I'll be completely honest, I didn't really understand it at the time. And I feel as though since that's happened and, you know, getting to this point today, I myself have been able to learn a lot more. And I think something that's important for, you know, people who are not African American, like myself and Tones, who are white people, I think we have to understand our own privileges in these situations. We have to understand that we are not looked at differently when a police officer is coming down the street comparatively to a black person. We have to be able to put ourselves, or even if we cannot fathom what that's like, we have to at least have that understanding, have that care, and understand that other people go through this on the daily, and we have to help in putting into this, because if we don't help putting into this, it's only going to continue. And I feel as though this movement so far this year, I definitely feel as though hopefully it will actually make headway into equality truly being a thing. And as we wrap up here, Cody, again, we appreciate your time so much. We appreciate you coming on and just giving us a couple of minutes of your time. I know your time is precious, but if there's one last thing you could say to this Q Nation or to anyone, whoever happens to see this video, what would you say to them?
I guess what I would have to say is the number one way we're going to overcome this, you know, as a society, as people, number one, we got to pray. And when we pray, we must pray for equality and peace and truly believe in it. And two, I believe we just need to trust each other and love each other. And I think we need to truly understand that Black people have been struggling for years, and that we all need to understand that, yes, Black lives matter. We must stand up for what's right on what's going on in this world, no matter what your color is. Because if it was me, I don't care if it was a white person, Black person, blue person. If I seen somebody get killed like George Floyd or Breonna Taylor, I'm gonna stand up and say that that's wrong, no matter what, no matter who it is. I don't care. It's just flat out wrong. So I believe we just need to stand. We need to pray, believe that we can make a change the system, attack the system, so everybody can have equality and we can have fun. Life will just be better. And I just want to thank y'all for bringing me on here and speaking for what I truly believe in and standing up on. And I just hope everybody use their platform and just stand up for what's right.
I think that's a great way to end this stream. I think it's a great way to end this video. Codey, again, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on. Look forward to you getting that phone call, getting in the NFL, and make an impact there. But even if that doesn't happen, looking forward to seeing your continued impact in the society, in your community, which is arguably just as important, if not more important. Codey, we appreciate it.
Definitely, I appreciate y'all, and them jerseys gonna be on the way.
Yeah, thanks, Codey, and we definitely look forward to having you back on again and spread awareness even more.
Oh, definitely. One more thing I want to say. Me and a few teammates will be making a Black Lives Matter video here coming up soon, and the hashtag will be Show Your Unit, and it's gonna be pretty powerful. And we want a lot of athletes around the world to stand up with us. And the video will be coming out Tuesday, and it's gonna be something to see. And we really just want it to be powerful. We want to take a stand, and we just want everybody to show that this world needs to be unity, and we need to just come together and stand for what's right.
We'll spread that video like crazy. We'll make sure to share it and give it the viewings it deserves, because it's really important to us at times too that people do understand and learn the message of Black Lives Matter.
Definitely.